The film industry plays a valuable role in the promotion of economic development, social cohesion, and nation building. A study was commissioned by the KZN Film Commission to research the role that the film industry can play in the promotion of culture in the province with the following objectives. Establish the existing cultural typology and film viewership patterns in KwaZulu-Natal. Examine how existing productions with cultural interests can promote culture and heritage in the province. Identify why current films focused on cultural themes are not thriving. Study data was collated from 10 focus groups, 1,025 surveys, and in-depth interviews with key informants throughout the province. The study revealed that the population is culturally diverse in the province. The racial profile of the respondents were 86.8% African, 7.4% Indian, 4.2% white, 1.4% colored, and 0.2% other races. Demographic and psychographic patterns were examined as they were crucial to packaging cultural concepts as part of film. The in-depth interviews show that culture is dynamic and changing all the time. Nearly half lived within a hybrid culture, a third regarded themselves as traditional, 1 in 5 as modern. 1 in 4 viewed film, while almost 3 in 5 viewed television. 2 in 5 respondents were regular radio listeners. African and rural respondents reported lower film and TV viewership figures when compared to urban areas and other racial groups. More than half are interested in cultural content in the movies they watched. Local movies, Luthando and Shaka Zulu were preferred. Soaps were favored for their cultural content. Viewers also felt that the most watched soaps were not necessarily the most cultural. Most popular for cultural content was Uzalo, followed by Generations and Isibaya. Most radio listeners expressed high interest in the cultural content in radio stories. 66% followed traditional beliefs and practices. These include rituals and celebrations, funerals and burials, music and dance, attire and beadwork, leadership, family traditions. Modern cultural elements and religion featured. Nearly 1 in 5 reported that nothing was cultural. 72% stated the need to preserve traditional cultural elements such as music and dance, rituals and celebrations. These include imishado, umemulo, and the reed dance. Family traditions and values such as marriage, child upbringing, polygamy, and respect. In movies or soaps, the main factors affecting viewers' choice of content were storyline and favorite cast members. Most regarded local content as highly important. 8% of film viewers watched local movies, while 68% watched Western movies. This mirrors the scarcity of local movies and the dominance of foreign movies in the industry. 60% liked films for entertainment. 26% admired films as a communication and educational tool for telling local stories, archiving cultural content, and raising cultural awareness. Action, comedy, horror movies, drama. Filmmakers stressed that any film genre can be useful, depending on the storyline and the filmmaker's creativity. TV was the main media platform, followed by DVDs, cinema, and online platforms. Filmmakers believe that TV has access to wider audiences. Cinema is an opportunity to accurately assess audience reaction to their film products. Online sources are increasing in popularity because of viewing convenience. DVDs still provide access to consumers in remote areas where film viewing facilities are scarce. Both movie and soap viewers disliked content that highlighted crime, violent scenes, vulgar language, indecent acts, or prejudice and stereotypes. The majority stated that the media were not conveying enough of what they believed was cultural. Film can document and preserve cultures through the creation of cultural archives, allowing a global audience to see the province, boost development tourism, and generate employment. Filming with cultural concepts allows society to celebrate its identity and reflect on its past, present, and future as a nation. It provides a platform to question notions of identity, which could lead to a shift in social behavior and how different cultural groups perceive themselves and others. 68% stated that the films they watched did not represent their cultures. Less than 1 in 5 Africans and 1 in 2 Indians believe films represented their traditional cultures. Participants agreed that the elements of the Zulu traditional culture and language are predominant in movies and soaps set in KZN. and movies and soaps represented real social issues experienced in communities. The custodians of culture perceived that film and television promoted Western or modern cultures and undermined local cultures through misrepresentation, reinforcement of negative stereotypes, and the distortion of reality. Evidence based on both the survey and in-depth interviews suggests that existing films tend to misrepresent and underrepresent cultures. There was also concern that filming with cultural concepts can promote social division depending on the way that particular culture is represented. The study focused on the opportunities and constraints within the 3 levels of influence in film production. Filmmakers stated the following serious challenges: market constraints in the form of competition from major film and television outlets, insufficient support from institutions creating challenges for novice filmmakers, underdevelopment of the film industry. Cultural tribunals control what filmmakers can and cannot screen, leading to the perception of culture as a sensitive and confusing subject. No single film fully represents the lifestyle of the province, causing a segmented representation of culture. Filmmakers only include cultural aspects in their content if this is one of the focus areas of their employers. The main driver is the filmmaker's passion to tell their local stories. Key constraints listed were lack of funding, skills, minimal experience in working with cultural concepts. Filmmakers must provide authentic and factual representations based on research to avoid cultural misrepresentation by observing the following. Clarify the context in which the culture is represented. Include a diversity of cultures in filming. Use local actors or characters representing the culture in question. Provide a balanced representation of culture by focusing more on the positive than the negative aspects of culture in their content. Be responsible and sensitive in their representation of culture. Institutions that support the film industry must provide adequate institutional support, focusing on novice filmmakers to increase their competitiveness in the market. Provide incentives in the promotion of filming with cultural concepts. Facilitate the even distribution of content into townships and rural areas by providing facilities for film production and viewing. Establish policy guidelines on the representation of culture in filming.